3, 2, 1. Welcome MTO family, this is Victor, the CMO of Merchant Token, and welcome back to the Merchant Token official channel. Today is a project update, and I'm really excited to bring you all the news that we have, what we have been working so far, where we at, and different other things. In the meantime, you can see that the whole thing screen changed. I have had some technical issues. Actually, part of the reasons, the improvements that I'm trying to bring is that I will be working on a new office, basically a new studio that I'm creating specifically for MTO, so that it will actually look a lot more professional. I was told that this was going to be delivered, the keys were going to be delivered on Friday, so I would have had time for me to update it, and that's the main reason actually why I moved today's live stream for today. But the keys were delivered today, and unfortunately I'm still behind schedule. But I'm really hoping that 2 weeks from now, in the next AMA, I will be actually able to to give you a bit more shape to this white and blank screen in the meantime. But in the meantime, let me jump straight away on what we will be discussing today. So I will be focusing today on 4 points, actually 3 main points. The fourth is just the conclusions. The first one is the development. Where are we at and in the current development, and what comes next? And another important thing I want to clarify, this is a project update, so it's going to be short, concise, and through the point. I will not be taking any questions at all. For that, I will leave it to the AMAs in the next couple of weeks. If you have, however, any questions, just go down below. There is a Telegram group. Go and ask them there, and I will be more than happy to answer them. Second point that I will be discussing today is the marketing. What are we doing? What we have been doing, actually. What are we doing in terms of marketings, and what are our plans, and why are we taking the approach that we're taking? Then the third point is the bridge. Where are we at? And the fourth, as I say, conclusions on, kind of like reassuming everything that is happening. Now, let's just jump straight away into the development. So the development of the project will be divided actually in 7 stages. The new roadmap is coming very soon with a new website. Also, soon enough, I will be sharing, soon after the new roadmap is being unveiled, I will be unveiling the new marketing plan for the next 3 years as well. So, as I was saying, the development of the project is divided, I would say, in 7 stages. We are currently in stage number 2. Stage number 1, which has already passed, was focused on building the overall technical design of the merchant protocol and gateway pre-MVP stage, which is basically, we can see it here. So this is actually the MVP. And this is basically what it was focused, and as I said, it was a pre-MVP stage with the overall technical design of the user interface for the management of the platform as well. In simple words, just to make it simple for everybody to understand, we converted the project ideas, so everything that we write down on the white paper, and we put it into the code, making sure that we worked on the backbone of the project itself, which is, algorithms, source code, and computer, everything, all that techie stuff that most of us will not actually understand, and making sure that the idea itself could actually be transferred into what we want it to be, which is working, and we can see that that we have a bright future ahead on that. So from that, we will be moving on to the second stage, which is basically what we are actually currently right now. So we are live right now on the current second stage, and it will include basically, the merchant token payment gateway. I showed you a video last time. You can actually connect if you go to merchanttoken.io. You can connect your wallet. However, you will need, of course, test Ethereums and test MTOs. If you haven't requested that, so there is the link in the Telegram and the link on Twitter for you to go and request your test MTOs. You will also need test Ethereums. This is mostly held by developers, but that's actually what we're looking for right now. Developers that will go and actually check and test the system and go and check the source code so they can provide us feedback. By the way, thank you so much for all of you who has already provided feedback. Most of you have directly messaged me directly, and that feedback is extremely appreciated. It has been passed through to the developers for them to have a look into. So on that, basically, we will be moving on from there. Sorry, we will be moving on with the, because, sorry, I'm kind of like getting lost today. But as I was saying, so the merchant token gateway, which is what you are looking at right now on the screen, and it does have functionalities for purchase of the product with the merchant and consumer protection and the ratings as well. And it also have both the automatic manual dispute and the automatic and the manual dispute. So once the stage is complete, we will move on to the stage number 3. This stage will be the early alpha, which is basically what the developers are currently working on. And this is why I want to clarify. Even if we are live now on this stage, on stage number 2, that means that has already been released to you, but the developers are already working on stage number 3. So they are actually already working on the alpha version, which will include the merchant token protocol and will have basic support for purchases from external wallets, and will also include an alpha version of the merchant wallet. So that's what we are actually currently working on. So this is really interesting and really important for you to keep in mind on that, what we're working on, and what what you should be expecting on the alpha test basically phase when we hit the 3rd phase. Now, moving on to the marketing. What have we been doing? And on this phase, I don't need to read that much because I already have everything in my mind. So we have been working with influencers, we have been working with posting articles, we have been putting banners in different websites, and that is extremely costly. And what we have seen, and I was trying to explain that on Telegram, but it's quite hard to explain it, is that when you buy something that you are going to promote, basically either sorry, a project, like in our case, a product, a website, a YouTube channel, anything. When you pay for promotion or for marketing, you have an expectation. I don't know, you buy to get 1 million views, and out of that 1 million views, you expect to have a certain conversion. Could be in subscribers, could be in purchasing on your products that you're trying to sell. Could be in many different ways. And in our case is, of course, either people joining the Telegram, either people joining the Twitter, either people purchasing, you know, and having for us to increase the volume that we have. And we have seen that the current conversion rate that we have from those ads that we have placed and the money that we have spent into marketing currently is not worth spending. So I'm not saying we are not going to be promoting, we're just going to change approach. Another problem that we have noticed is that the reason why this is not working, other than what we have discussed, the negativity around the Twitter, which is a second plane, that kind of like is something that goes around, the price falls, people get more negative, price doesn't go up, people are not positive. So that is kind of like something, a negative feedback loop that we're trying to break. But the most important thing is, of course, the current market trend. If Bitcoin is down, or unless Bitcoin is bullish, even though it has been quite improving in the past few weeks, but it's not, we cannot actually establish right now that Bitcoin overall is bullish, or the overall market is bullish. But putting that aside, we cannot control and we cannot time the marketing. So because we cannot time a Bitcoin price, we cannot go and say, oh, next week is going to be go bullish, last week he's gonna be what was going down, it was bearish, so now it's bullish, so now everything on the market is going to change. We cannot time that. So instead of us focusing on what we cannot control, we're going to focus on the development itself. So once we release the roadmap, which as I was saying is actually divided in seven stages, we will divide basically marketing accordingly. And we will make sure that the most important thing that we are going to be focusing on the marketing side is sharing the information, making sure that everyone receives that information. And on top of that, that more and new people will actually hear about the project and hear about what we're working on. And for that, basically what we will be focusing on is on, of course, social media presence. As you can see here, we have, of course, the Twitter account that you can see here, that everybody knows, of course. We have created a new Facebook page. You can find the link below. We have created a new Instagram page. We have created a Quora page, and we have also created a Medium page. We will also be creating more on other social media platforms, and the information that will be shared in those social media will be different depending on the social media that you will be landing on. To give you an example, if you land on Instagram, it will be mostly pictures and images with these kind of quotes that we have been posting already on Twitter. And it will be mostly Twitter, Facebook and Instagram will be mostly the same content being reused in all these three platforms. Quora and Medium, we will keep it more into kind of like sharing the information and going more into details on that information that we're sharing. To give an example, if we have to do a project update where we are going to be sharing consistent and something really important, we will definitely be putting on Quora and on Medium. And another really important thing, for instance, we will also be using, because it's not about only social media, it's about how are we going to promote that content. So to promote that content, again, we will have three different types of content that I want to say. It's kind of like more broader. The one is going to be content like this one that you can see here. So something that will stimulate your eyes. It's going to look nice, it's going to look great, and it's going to kind of like push you to either click, share, like, and this kind of thing, so that people actually will be interested into that. We will be promoting some of these content, like the one that we actually see is getting more attention from you guys, from the community itself, and the one that actually explains and has the potential to bring more new token holders to the project. Those posts and that content will be promoted internally, either on Instagram, either on Facebook, either on Twitter, depending on where it is. Same, for instance, I was talking last time, I was asking people to subscribe to the YouTube channel, because once we subscribe, we will be able to start posting articles on the community, and we can build a completely different social media structure as well on YouTube. But of course, I need your help for that. I do not want, I could go and pay, I don't know, $200 or something. They will give you something like 1,000 subscribers or something like that. That's not what I want. I want this channel and all the channels to grow up organically. Paying for promotions of your content still counts as organic, because Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and these social media, they will not just get people to subscribe to your channel. They will show, you're paying basically to show that content to these new people that have never heard or seen your content, and then basically if they are interested, then they will subscribe. And that's what we want. We want people to join here organically and not people to be forced on. On that note, we will also be creating more content in video standards. If you haven't seen so, I will advise you to go into the YouTube channel to go and see the videos that we have created on how to buy MTOs on Uniswap, how to buy MTOs on other places as well. And basically we will create something like that, but explaining what MTO is. I want to go into details into what the MVP is and how does it work, the MVP, and make it in videos that are very easily to understand for everybody, because we want people to understand the potential of this project. And once we have that, again, we will not only be sharing it into the social media, but we'll be also promoting that content there. And the reason why we want to share that in the different social media is because we want you to help us promote that. So it is up to you as well to share that link, those links and those tweets and those Instagram posts, to like them, to be active on the social media, to be positive on the social media. Because if you're positive, guys, the more people will see this. People that have never heard of our project will just jump in, will see, oh wow, everybody's happy about this project. Everybody, I'm not saying happy about the project, but at least happy about the future of the project, the idea, what it's bringing. And if you do that, then more people will join, and the more people join, the better the price will be in the future. On that note, another massive part of our marketing is listings. And I know you guys have been already, focusing to listings. Some of you were upset because we didn't list on bittrex, and we have moved that for several reasons. The main one was the fact that the market actually crashed, and it was completely useless for us to get that attention of listing on bittrex. Because remember, guys, what we're looking into when you list on a new exchange, you are listing to tap into a new user base. That's what you're looking into. You're looking into getting attention from people that say, oh wow, this project is getting listed on this exchange, so it might actually be something worth looking at. Or people that actually only trade on certain exchanges, they will actually finally start having access to our tokens as well, and will go and make purchases or this. So these are the things that we need to do. But doing that on a moment where everybody is scared into investing in crypto because nobody knows what's going to happen, then that was gonna just literally burn out. So when listings, we are talking about our goal, and I cannot promise that this will happen because it is out of my control, is that we want to get listed on tier 2 exchanges by the end of the year, if possible, but this could easily be postponed to next year. But basically what we have been is, unfortunately, literally we try to apply to exchanges such as KIO, KuCoin, Bitfinex, and unfortunately we didn't meet the requirements. That doesn't mean that they're not interested into the project, they just don't want to list it now. And what we have seen, unfortunately, they don't tell you, oh, we don't want to list you because of this, but we have talked with experts that have helped other projects get listed in there, and mostly it focuses into two things: social media, which is the reason why we're working so much on our social media right now, but also very important is the volume. We need to build at least a 1 million volume per day for us to even be considered to be listed on such like a website like an exchange like KIO or KuCoin or Bitfinex. Only when we will be able to get listed in there, to have that volume, we will be able to get listed in there. For that, you have to list in other places before you get in there, and of course build up your volume. And that's the reason why we have we haven't chosen yet which exchange we will be listing. It's not confirmed 100%. When I will confirm it, it means that we have signed the contract, and by then it will be either bittrex or MEXC. The reason why I can say those two names is because I have been in touch with the listing managers, and they both have accepted our project. They do want to list us. We're just choosing when to list, and we have talked with them, and they're happy to wait. In a certain way, I do feel that MEXC is a better option, but again, I cannot confirm which one we will be choosing, and that's something that we will be sharing later on. The reason why we will be listing in one of these two exchanges is because they are both great exchanges, and they give you that step up from what we are now, right, as a project, give you that extra exposure that we need, hopefully build up that volume that we need, and then once we are listed there and we are stably trading there for a few months, it will be easier for us to aim into the tier 2 exchanges as well, such as KuCoin, Gate.io and Bitfinex. So that's basically what we're working to go on the marketing side. Of course, we will be listing on that exchange. As I say, I cannot guarantee you the timeline yet. I really want to make sure that we have the development project ready, because that's another important part of the listings. We cannot just list in such an exchange like that and then end up basically not bringing anything else to get people happy and deciding to buy the project or the token. And that's the reason why we want to be at least onto the alpha phase before we can actually get listed. So basically we are planning to have all three things in the span of 1 or 2 months, so very close together. So we will have hopefully the bridge that it will be coming soon. So once it's ready, the bridge, we will deploy it when we think it's going to be the best time. Then we will be listing on either MEXC or bittrex, and then we will be releasing the alpha test. On top of that, we will be doing a lot of marketing with MEXC, such as trading competitions, AMAs, and these kind of things, which again, all of that is part of the marketing part. And at the same time, we have been postponing the marketing side on Hotbit, such as again AMAs, trading competitions, and all of that, because I want all of that to happen simultaneously with MEXC, with the alpha test, and with the bridge, so that there will be a lot of news for us to talk about all of that in the span of 1 or 2 months, so that we can continuously be pushing that around. People will be able to soon touch even better the project that we're building with the alpha test, and will be able to see even more what we're working on, and of course have a better idea and understanding on what they are actually putting their money into it. On that side, let me jump into the bridge. Unfortunately, I do not have much development of that. What I can see is that it is being under development right now. I was actually supposed to have the testnet of the bridge by last week. Unfortunately, the developers of the bridge have come back to me saying that they were having issues actually in the testnet, so they have postponed it. They told me that by Friday, they assured me that by Friday this week I will have the testnet. That means that I can bring that to our developers for them to check, which again is going to take another, as I say before, it's going to take the test for us to check it, because we have to check it ourselves. It has to be audited, so it will take still quite a long time. So I'm still seeing in the 1 to 2 months phase. As I was saying before, it was 2 to 3, so we are in the 1 to 2 months phase at the moment. If you want kind of like a timeline on that, but as I say, I really hope that we will have this ready on time for the alpha test to be ready, so that we can also get listed on the next exchange, get listed on PancakeSwap, and have the bridge to the Binance Smart Chain, and at the same time be releasing the alpha test. And in conclusion, something I really wanted to say to you guys is that the project is moving forward. We are developing, we are working on building that technology that is promised on the white paper. And I know there is a lot of people that are frustrated because the price keeps falling, and I know there is a lot of people that keep saying, oh, but you have a ton of money, you could build this project in 2 months, and that is not true. And I really want to emphasize on this: we are doing things correctly, because this project is not something something that we are looking into. Oh, what is going to happen in the next 2 to 3 years, and we are aiming for that. Not. We are aiming for a lifetime project. So something that 10 years down the line, 20 years, that my son will be using to purchase, hopefully, his house, or that will use to purchase his groceries. That is what I'm aiming to with this. For me, merchant token is our legacy. That's what we're building it here. And anybody that will tell you that something like this can be built in 2 months, it doesn't matter how much money you have, that is just not true. And the reason why I really want to emphasize that I am not concerned about the current price. One thing is, I actually explained it today, is the liquidity. The liquidity, how it works on Uniswap is that you have liquidity price ranges. Right now, the liquidity that we added on separate, because if you remember, there was liquidity added that was not enough, but it is enough for you to trade the token in small amounts. However, it is not good right now if you want to trade big amounts, and it actually fell off range. That basically helps in a certain way with the price, because it's kind of like creating a base for the price. If someone were to dump too many tokens at the same time, it's just going to lose. The price impact on that trade will be so much, and the price impact, of course, on the token itself will be so much that it will not be convenient. So that hopefully is going to create that some sort of base that a lot of you have been asking us to do, but we're doing it, of course, in a nice and good way. So we're hoping that once we have been bringing even further development, there will be more people joining, and the liquidity pool will be reactivated, because again, the tokens are there, and once the liquidity pool get reactivated, there will be less swing in the price right now, which is what we're seeing right now. And that's what you should be expecting in the next couple of months, for the price to be swinging a lot, because as soon as someone does quite a small trade, but like I would say on the 1,000 to $2,000, we will see already a price impact, which of course, with such a small market cap that we have right now, it is also understandable. So that's something I really want you guys to focus on. And to finish this, I really want to give you the idea on why, personally speaking, I believe that merchant token, it is going to be huge. and I have said that, I've sent that in messages, but I really want to explain that to you in words. Merchant token has 92.5 million tokens, and someone actually tweeted and replied when we tweeted saying that merchant tokens are very rare. I'm not going to search for that Twitter now, but someone like tweeted, oh, you cannot put the quote rare and millions in the same sentence, and that is just not true. Because if you go and consider that there are 300 million users, that is considered right now, there are 300 million crypto users out there. If we were to get only not even 0.5% percentage of all of those customers that want to buy things, not to buy MTO, because I don't want them to buy MTO. I want them to use MTO to purchase something, because if you buy crypto, that is why you buy it for. You buy it you got it so that you can actually use it as a purchase power. You have, I don't know, your last crypto that 10x, 100x, or 1000x, and you want to be able to use that crypto to purchase milk or go to the supermarket or whatever. And that is what we're building here, so that then merchants will be able to say easily, oh yeah, I want to accept crypto, and they put it into their store, so into their POS, into their websites, and they will be able to accept crypto. So even if it goes bad, really bad, and we manage to get only 0.5% of the total amount of people that are currently using cryptos, which again, that number is expected to explode. So 300 million people are not a lot. So just imagine if we get 1.5 million, which is only 0.5%. And if you were to divide the total amount of tokens that we have, the 92.5 million, you will basically end up having 98 tokens per person. And once you have, if anybody like that 0.5% people of people that are using merchant token, so that 1.5 million people using merchant token just buys something an average of $10, then you can calculate the price of MTO, and you will understand why, first of all, MTOs are so rare, but most importantly, why I, personally speaking, keep buying MTOs, because I have been buying MTOs since it launched, and why I keep being bullish about it. Once again, guys, we're not here to tell you MTO price is gonna skyrocket, because we cannot control the price. But what I can tell you is that the project is solid, the project is being built, it is something that people need and want, and eventually we will have a lot of users that are gonna require MTOs. That means that something that is rare already is gonna become even more rare in the future. And with that, guys, I really want to close this project update. I hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry if I went a bit above my time. I wanted to keep it in 15 to 20 minutes, but it's half an hour. So just leave the comments in the comments below, or just go to the Telegram. And if you have any questions, I will be more than happy to answer them there. Thank you so much for joining, and see you next time.